This is the eZee Sprint Classic. We're going to show you how to use some of its features. The first thing you need to do to use this bike is turn it on. It's got an ignition key that also acts as a battery lock. To turn it off position, on position is fully clockwise. Generally you'll see the rear light go on. I'm in the habit then of just turning my front one on, which is a long hold to turn on the front light. That way my lights are just on. When I take the key out at the end of my ride, they'll all turn off. The battery gauge screen will go through a startup sequence and then settle to tell you how much battery is left. In this case, about 80% of the battery is left on this bike. You've got an up and down button here. They control how many lights are displayed here out of 5, and that in turn just controls how fast the bike goes in response to your pedaling. Down on 1, it's like a fast walk. When you start pedaling, you'll feel it go, and then almost as soon as it started, it's sort of over, because your pedaling's probably already taking it faster than that speed. Level 2 is sort of like a moderate ride, maybe about 15 k's an hour. As long as you're pedaling, it'll strive to maintain that speed, even uphill. We're often asked on this model, do I need to turn it up when I get to a hill? In fact, you don't. It's going to try and keep you at about 15 k's an hour. So unless you wanted to get up that hill faster than that, there's no need to turn it up. It's not going to make the bike more powerful, it'll just try and make it go faster. When you turn up to level 3, we're talking more like 25 k's an hour, a fairly fast ride. So as long as you're pedaling, it's going to maintain that speed. That's good for open road, open cycleway, where you don't mind moving along at a good pace. 4 and 5 are really quite fast modes. In New Zealand, there's no 25 km/h rule, so this can go up to about 30 and then 35 kilometers an hour. It's not always going to be able to achieve that speed. If you're going up a steep hill, it can't go that fast, so there won't be any difference to whether you put it on 5 or 4. The difference is when it flattens out again and you keep pedaling, how fast the thing's going to try to go. So this is the setting you might put it on if you're someone who's always in a hurry, wants to go somewhere super fast all the time. It's not the setting you'd use if you're trying to do a mix of speed, changing terrain, riding with other people, or there's pedestrians around. It doesn't matter if you have one blue dot or all 5 of them on, the throttle is still unrestricted. Whenever you pull the throttle, the bike will go, whether you're pedaling or not, and no matter what setting you have it on. The exception is if it's off, the throttle doesn't go. A throttle is something that you can pull a little bit to go slowly, or pull more to go fast. It doesn't always feel like that in practice, because what happens is once you pull it past the speed that you're currently moving, you'll start accelerating. So it feels a little bit off or on, and how much speed it takes you to depends more on how long you're holding it before you let go. People find throttles really useful for getting off to a nice smooth start. They don't have to worry too much about what gear they're in. They don't have to worry if their seat's a bit low. It doesn't matter if it takes you a little while to get your feet onto the pedals and confidently pedaling around. The throttle can smooth all of that out. Once you're happily pedaling, you let go of the throttle, and the speed you've got it set on the pedal assist will take over. All of that happens in just a few seconds, but there's a big difference between that and trying to get the bike moving on your own steam, on whatever terrain you are, whatever gear you're in, perhaps with people behind you, cars next to you, things like that. So throttle is very useful in that sense. It's also handy when you want to alter the speed that you're riding for just a short time. So rather than turning that up to get through a roundabout or a green light and then turning it back down, you might choose instead just to throttle for a wee while, and then once you're through that bit, it reverts back to the speed you like. When these are used in conjunction with each other, you get a very easy to use system where you're very rarely mucking around with different buttons, you don't have to shift gear as much, and you've always got power on demand when you need it. This system has become a favourite for a lot of people who just want something that's easy to ride, easy to get around, and low fuss. You don't need to be wearing your reading glasses, and everything just works fine. One note on these cadence sensing bikes, it's recommended to turn the pedal assist sensors off when you're walking the bike. Something could make the pedals move while you're walking, like a sticky hub or a tight chain or something like that. You might also accidentally pull the throttle. So when walking, we recommend have that off. Other things you need to do on this bike, you need to charge the battery. The battery charging is fairly simple. You plug the charger straight into this port here. Because of the shape of it, you can't get it wrong. This is the charger. The charger's similar to a laptop charger from 15 years ago. So a large transformer. You plug this one into the wall and the other end into the battery. When the charge is plugged in, the power light will show red, the charge light will show green. When it's plugged into the battery, both lights will be red to indicate that it's charging. When one of the lights goes green again, it means that the battery is full. Make sure when you plug it in that the two lights are red. What might have happened is you just forgot to actually plug it in or something like that. You might need to remove your battery to charge it or to bring it in for servicing or something like that. On the eZee Sprint, there's a lever under the seat. That's the first step to getting the battery out. Hello, Nate. The next step is to turn the bike off and then push the key in, turn all the way anti-clockwise till it says open. Now you can pull the battery out. The battery comes out. The battery is a bit heavy and the handle's not so generous. If you're having trouble, keep a straight arm and remember that you have to pull it backwards as well as up. If you're trying to pull it directly vertically, it'll just twist in there and it's not really going to come out. Get as best grip as you can, keep your arm straight, lean back on. Goes back in the same way. Seat back down. If you're going off for a ride, remember to turn the key back on and start that startup sequence again. The eZee Sprint has a wheel lock, often called a cafe lock. It's important to always use this. It's very easy to use. Turn the key clockwise as far it'll go, which is not very far, and hold that. With the other hand, push the bolt through. The bolt's coming from one side all the way into the other side of the lock, and that's what locks the bike up. Once it's in, you can let go of the key with your hand, your first hand, and you can let go with the other one, and you can pull the key out. Some wheel locks have a slightly different sequence, but they're more or less the same idea, that you need the key to lock it up. The wheel lock's also compatible with a plug-in chain that allows you to lock the bike to something as well as locking the wheel, or with the one key. They come in different sizes. We don't stock the cable ones, we only stock the chain ones because they're stronger. You can get thinner ones and thicker ones. Of course, the thicker one is heavier. The idea is to put the chain lock around a pole or another bike, back through itself, weave it through, and plug it in. You can be a long way from the thing you're locking up to, or the thing you're locking up to can be quite big. So it's very handy like that. You still do the rest of the locking sequence as normal. So with just one set of keys, we've locked up the wheel and also fastened the bike to a pole. To unlock, stick it back in, the key, turn it, pull out the lock, and this side plugs back into your battery, and off you go for your ride. The last thing to know about is how the gears work. The Sprint has internal hub gears, in this case the Shimano Nexus 7. Internal hub gears means all the gear mechanisms are inside the rear hub. You don't have a derailleur system where the chain's moving about. You're also able to shift gears when you're not pedaling. This means you could have been going fast, stopped at a traffic light in a high gear, and to take off again, it's easy just to shift down again and go. When you want to shift gears while pedaling, it's important to pause your pedaling, even just for a second, do your shifting, and then pedal again. That'll make everything last longer and be lower maintenance. So that's the eZee Sprint Classic.